Jasper McKinney. I'm Innovation Manager at SRC. That's with responsibility for project-based learning. PBL is project-based learning. It can also be problem-based learning or challenge-based learning. And it's really the idea, and SRC has taken a very distinct slant on this, that we are taking an industry relationship as a first and foremost aspect of project-based learning at SRC. And what we're doing with that is getting realistic projects from industry. We've taken a very, I think a very clever and very realistic view where we want the projects to be based with industry. But the idea is then that the challenge, problem, issue comes in from the company, and that then the project is built around that, and the students have an involvement with the staff in developing how the project resolves that issue or problem.
My name's Kieran Swale. I'm Deputy Head of School of Hospitality, Tourism and Business Management at Southern Regional College. Prior to that, I worked for almost 5 years with I3, which is our industry engagement unit at Southern Regional College, and I would have engaged with over 100 different businesses. PBL is in its, from what I understand, this will be its second year. I think you're still on the journey with it, so I'd be starting with smaller but classic SMEs to begin with. I think if you're starting with the bigger companies, not that couldn't work, you need a very a well-rehearsed model that works with a lot of support, a lot of structure around. Shorter, the classic bite-sized chunks seem to work there. So shorter projects, anything from 2 to 3 to 4 weeks, with SMEs will work very well. And the reason, one of the main reasons I say that is certainly a small to medium-sized enterprise, anything from 5, 10, 15 employees. They may not have the resources and time to devote on a longer term project, but certainly in a short term would be very keen to get involved. Provided, and this is the challenge I think with project-based learning, they fully understand how this is going to help them in their business. Classic, what's in it for them, what are they going to gain out of it, is there value in it, and if so, if working with the college, how can they then in turn bring something back to the college? And I think that's the biggest challenge with PBL.
Joanne Taylor, job role is sports lecturer in Armagh campus. Experience at PBL, this is the first year of PBL, my year, introduction year, just to get out there and get it started. I actually spoke to the students and asked them where did they go. I asked the staff in the fitness industry, and then just using the internet, using Facebook, find all those, and that's how I actually contact a lot of people through Facebook as well. So it's just using what's on hand to us, using students, using their staff, and using the internet.
My name is Rosalind Quigley, and I am the Technical Support Officer for the Hairdressing and Beauty Department, and I am based in the Armagh campus. I have been in this role for 9 years now, and I engage a lot with employers to get the students into workplace. A barrier would be if the employer maybe had a bad relationship maybe with a student. I find that sometimes would be bad then for the next maybe student coming along that wanted to try and get into that salon. Well, you would ask them, maybe to give them a trial, and we'll liaise closely with each other. I'm not just going to say, you take her on and I'll see you in maybe 6 weeks. We'll take her on, have a wee chat with her or him, see how they get on, and then we can maybe review the situation and that there, maybe give them another, maybe a week's trial or that, go from, just take it by step.
Right, for the first contact, what I thought was best was phoning them up, having a chat with them, explaining what PBL was, and would they be interested in me coming out to have a chat. That mainly worked. I went out and had a chat and explained them face to face. Much better.
Well, say for example, maybe a new member of staff, she was maybe a wee bit shy, and what do I do or what don't I do? So we suggested that she come out with me on a couple of my visits and that there, and she learned what we do and that there, obviously from making the appointment to go out to see the employer, to the actual meeting of the employer, and to leaving, and then what we do when we get back to the college.
The student gets a live placements, the student gets to work out in the industry, gets knowledge, gets to broaden the communication skills, gets to work with new businesses, gets to move on with their skills.
Chris, about 20 years ago when we talked about MVQs, if you can remember, that real working environment was promoted, and that's what it is. It's a realistically they're going to be doing tasks in a project that's meaningful to them, that's meaningful to the employer, that's real in terms of it has to be done. A real assessment, an authentic assessment that it's real. And in terms of then, how do you assess that? Well, rather than getting someone to write a full report on it, there's lots of technology that we're using right now could do that.
The importance to the employer of working with project-based learning comes back to the demands of the economic sector within Northern Ireland, that employers are looking for certain skill sets, and the skills barometer identifies those. So there are industry areas that are looking for specific skill sets. Now that can be technical skills and knowledge, or the softer transferable skills. And really what we want to do is make sure that each discipline or curriculum area is matching that skill set that employers are looking for. And we're building that into the projects, and working through the projects allows that to happen. So our students are advantaged in the sense that they are ready and equipped to be job ready when they move on.
I'll say it in one word: over-promising. Let me elaborate slightly then. Over-promising, not how saying that you can do something when in reality is you don't have the resources to be able to achieve that.
To be yourself, be confident, try to be confident.
Two things I'd recommend would be to find something that you're interested in and to find an organisation that you'll work well with.